the cancellation of Victorious. I feel like this topic is constantly being brought up, and I feel like only one person is being blamed for this whole time. And I admit, as an Arianator, I did blame Victoria Justice for the ending of the show, but I now come to realize, as I matured, that there's so much evidence disproving this theory. I think the whole cancellation of Victoria's was a conspiracy theory in itself. Like, you can compare it to Princess Diana's death and how the cause of death and the cause of the cancellation of the show is so straightforward, so plausible. It's been said so many times what had happened, but the conspiracy theory part is people think there was other factors, other off-screen factors that seem to be more of a plausible explanation than the truth, because it's too many coincidences. But as a self-proclaimed Arianator myself, I admit to my wrongdoings, and I think I think Victoria herself we all deserve to give Victoria Justice an apology. Justice for Victoria Justice. The whole argument was solely based on a couple videos of her saying we all can sing, the famous quote, and I want to explain further on how that little small thing was distorted in a way to bias another person. And this whole thing came up because I was looking back at my previous document. I was a down Arianator that I wrote a whole essay. I don't know how old I was when I wrote this essay, but a whole essay on the situation, a whole explanation, and I'm here to critique it all, because this was basically my reasoning as to why I think she was responsible. But now that I'm looking at it, I realize my flaws in this argument and how it doesn't make any sense. I'm going to read it and show what was wrong about this essay. This is a biography. Apparently, this is a biography of Victoria Justice. How Victoria Justice ended her own career. Apparently, I was really upset during this time. Victoria Dawn Justice was born in Hollywood, Florida, on February 19, 1993. She was raised by an English, German, and Irish father and a Puerto Rican mother. She was an American actress, model, dancer, and quote-unquote singer. This was like my first time reading it, and I'm just like, it's already like the sass. I can sense it on the paper. I want to preface that I was like clearly still upset that this was probably years after the show ended. I think what's so cool about Victoria Justice in general is that none of her family knew anything about the TV show or the show business. Pretty sure they didn't know about acting or singing. I'm pretty sure she wasn't a Nepo baby, and it's really inspiring. She was most recognized for outstanding award-winning performances in TV shows such as Zoe 101, Victorious, and apparently I couldn't even finish that sentence. I could not even think of a third thing to say. She was starred in other things too. At the age of 10, she and her family moved out to Hollywood, California. And so they moved from Florida to California in order to start her career in acting. At age 13, Justice was casted in commercials, films, and television shows before becoming a quote-unquote household name. She had received her first acting role in the TV show Gilmore Girls as the iconic Jill number 2. I really had to add iconic and household name to Jill number 2. She rose to immediate fame when starring as Lola Martinez in the hit Nickelodeon TV show Zoe 101. But sadly for Justice, the show had to end shortly due to the inconvenient pregnancy of fellow co-star Jamie Lynn Spears. Oh my god, why did I say man? Fortunately for her, in 2010, she was cast to star in her very own TV show titled Victorious, but later she came to realize that would be the peak of her career. Oh my god, Victorious being in the peak of her career? Was that the... That's crazy. Victorious was an American sitcom that was shown on the network Nickelodeon. It was starred character Tori Vega, who auditions for the school called Hollywood Arts and partakes in some crazy adventures with her newfound friends. Tori Vega herself was portrayed to be like the most sane, normal, regular person out of the whole group. she came from a regular school and then transferred to a school with a bunch of art freaks. You know, looking at Justice's, her roles, this is my personal opinion, but I feel like there's not much of a difference between the people she plays as and who she is. I feel like who she is and her characters, there's not like much of a distinct difference, which could be a bad thing. She doesn't really diversify her role, but I feel like it could be a good thing as well, because she's playing each and every role authentically. I mean, it could be a bad thing, but I don't think it's a bad thing that she plays the same character as she is. I feel like I remember when she released that song Gold, I was like, oh, that's just Tori Vega singing. I mean, I guess you can compare that to kid stars today or back then, where they would really try to break that connection from who they played as, like on screen versus who they are off screen. I think with Miley Stewart and Hannah Montana, she really tried to distinct herself from Miley Cyrus. There's like a distinct difference. Like, you know, these people like Selena Gomez and the Wizard role, you guys can clearly tell like these are people, two different people. But I feel like with Victoria Justice, she basically plays the same kind of role, and it's not really that much different than who she is, I feel like. So the show was a hit from the very beginning. The show managed to receive 5.7 million viewers just in the first episode, making it to be the second biggest show in the whole network, which is pretty impressive for a new show. I'm really trying to hype up that this was a very popular show. This show has been notable for receiving prestigious awards such as the 2012 Kids' Choice Awards, Favorite TV Show, and 2013 Kids' Choice Award, Favorite TV Show. Okay, so kids... the very prestigious show's Kids' Choice Award. The show did not receive a 2014 Kids' Choice Awards due to the cancellation. Yeah, it didn't receive another one because it got canceled. It won, and prestigious. I feel like I was being sarcastic there, but at prestigious awards, they literally won. I'm pretty sure they won 4 Emmys too. Winning only 4 awards and receiving 28 nominations. This put Justice's and Victoria's name on the map. This show provided her with a lot of great opportunities to help Justice's career grow. With being able to incorporate acting and singing into her work, Justice has grown to like the attention she has received for her remarkable singing ability. I don't know why I quoted that. I think she's a really good singer, though. I don't think she's a bad singer. So throughout the years, 2011 to 2012, Justice has been popping up on the charts with hits songs like You're the Reason, Begging on Your Knees, and Best Friend's Brother. Just all Victoria songs, actually. The most successful song being Freak the Freak Out, which peaked at number 50 on the Billboard Hot 100, which is really good. It's really good. I think for a kid show, like, people are not listening to kid shows like that, so that's really good it even made it on the Billboard charts. After releasing hit after hit, she was inspired to continue her solo career. She had been blinded by the fame. Whoa, I just putting my opinion on here. She had been blinded by the fame that she forgot she still had a TV show that she needed to work on, but that didn't last. But that didn't last long. I guess I'm referring to the show. I think I'm referring to the show. This is kind of an opinionated article more than in like actual facts. As she continued to work on the show, there was some obvious tension between the cast members of Victoria Justice and Ariana Grande. Obvious? How is this obvious? Okay, so let's refer to this quote-unquote Grande versus Justice gate. I feel like I'm going deep dive on what happened between the two. Victoria was on the road to success up until the show ended in 2013. So this is me claiming that she peaked in 2013. The reasons for its cancellations have varied. Okay. Creator Dan Schneider claimed that the reason for the sudden ending of the show was, quote, the network's decision. And it was due to the amount of episodes reaching the expected amount the network requires. Nickelodeon shows are supposed to last 60 episodes. I feel like I want to go back to the network. I feel like the actors, the creator, everybody said they canceled a bunch of shows. I think they canceled How to Rock too with the other few shows. A lot of shows got canceled during that time. that goes back to the theory on network issues. Okay, so with the Grande and Justice Gate, I feel like a lot of people were aware of the multiple retellings of this feud. Like, we constantly hear about this Victoria and Ariana feud. I'm pretty sure Drake Bell talked about it on like this prank show.
At Ariana Grande, thanks. I'm happy you like the theme song. I'm hoping to giving Victoria Justice some singing tips. Hashtag stick to acting. Hashtag Ariana made it. Drake, I'm assuming I know where this is going. No way.
I don't know. It's widely known, like TMZ even attacked Victoria Justice about for what really happened to the ending of Victorious. And this kind of feud was what is argued to lead to the ending of the show. I feel like I stated in multiple instances that the show was really popular. Like, it had a lot of views, it had a lot of rewards, Emmys, Kids' Choice Awards. I feel the fans loved the show. Garnered a lot of success. I feel like this essay I wrote years ago, that's kind of what led me to question, why wouldn't the network cancel such a successful show? How would that benefit their network if they canceled a show that's so successful? And I kind of have my own theories about the network canceling the show. I think it gives more of a plausible explanation. I feel like the 60s episodes ruling makes sense. They probably only signed for 60 episodes and thought maybe since the show is so loved that maybe they'll extend the contract and do more episodes. But they canceled a lot of shows at the same time, so maybe it's a money issue. I could be wrong. Another theory is like maybe they couldn't, I don't know much about networks and their funding or how it works, but I feel like maybe they couldn't equate the amount of funding for each show, so they decided to cancel all those shows. But another theory was Sam and Cat was happening the same time Victorious was airing. So I think the presumption is that the reason why people watched Victorious was for Ariana Grande. So why don't Victorious fans just migrate to Sam and Cat and watch that show instead? Since they both love Sam and they both like Cat, so why don't they just all watch that show? And so they can quietly cancel Victorious without a say. And the Victorious characters, I think they were probably juniors or sophomores. I don't think they were at the point to graduating yet in the storyline. I feel like it would be rushed if they just graduated. Kat was still going to school during that time, would have rushed the story. But also, I do have a theory. I feel like if they had continued another season of Victorious, I don't think a lot of the cast would have stayed. I feel like a lot of the cast would leave and do better things. I think they were entering maybe their early 20s or so. They were getting old, so I don't think they wanted to continue anyways, is my theory. I feel like some of them would have quit. Like, most likely people were gonna leave anyways, and so there wouldn't be a genuine ending to it. It's more of a rushed ending. I feel like Victoria's continued through Sam and Cat, but a lot of people just didn't watch Sam and Cat. I didn't personally watch Sam and Cat. I didn't really like Sam and Cat. I think they were on to better things anyways, but I feel like if they signed on to 60 episodes and that's it, they could have planned ahead and actually planned for an ending, but I guess it continued under the TV show Sam and Cat anyways, so it wasn't really a need to give a proper ending. That's kind of like my theory on why the network canceling it was a good decision. I'm surprised I'm saying that now because I love that show so much, and I was so upset that it didn't actually get an actual ending. So let me continue on this essay. Comparing Victorious with Schneider's other fan favorite show, iCarly, it managed to receive a total of 109 episodes. I really don't know why it got so much episodes, but I guess I'm kind of emphasizing that iCarly managed to get more episodes than Victorious. They were both the same successful, revealing Schneider's reason for the cancellation to be awfully suspicious. Fans, including myself, were not convinced the whole truth behind the immediate ending of the fan-beloved TV series Victorious. I feel like I'm emphasizing more of a favoritism towards one show than the other, but I think it would be quite weird if they just canceled iCarly out of nowhere. I think there would be more of an uproar if that happened, more than what happened with Victoria. So I feel like they're like, it's a fan favorite show, so why would they cancel that? I think that's more of kind of why people started blaming the cast. It's like there just has to be another reason. We need to blame someone. The Victorious Gate, the Victoria versus Ariana Gate. Immediately after the word spread about the new 2013 Victorious and iCarly spinoff, Sam and Cat, Ariana Grande has been receiving a lot of hate from fans for quote-unquote ending the show. I think a lot of people started to blame Ariana Grande for canceling Victorious. However, Grande quickly cleared things up by giving her side of the story and revealing the real reason as to why Victorious got canceled was because one girl didn't want to do it. So, I don't know, she kind of revealed through her Ask FM that one girl just didn't want to do the show anymore. So that's why the show got canceled. I don't know how Ariana was going to do 2 shows anyways. I don't know how she was going to do Sam and Cat, Victorious, and then do all her music shows because she was doing performances too. So I don't know how she had all the time to do that. Okay, she stated in her tweet that Nickelodeon would have ordered another season of Victorious if that one girl had, quote-unquote, one girl had done a cast tour instead of a solo tour. That quickly led fans to speculate who this one girl that ended Victorious. So that one Ask FM is what had started this uproar. It's more of a he said, she said. She said, if you had done a cast tour instead of a solo tour, then we probably would have gotten another season of Victorious. Later, it was revealed that one girl was the one and only Victoria Justice. After Grande tweeted her side, I don't think she tweeted it. It was through Ask FM. But Justice took to Twitter to defend herself, stating, some people would throw someone they consider a friend under the bus to make themselves look good. Hashtag stop being a phony. Hashtag if they only knew. The thing is, nobody knew. You know what's so funny about this situation? Is that, like, nobody knew. No, actually, they didn't know. I was going to say nobody knew that it was Victoria Justice until she tweeted that. But I think it's evident when she actually went on her solo tour. At this point on, it had been pretty obvious that the ending of Victoria was based on the wrongdoings of Victoria Justice. In June 2013, Justice went on a summer break tour with the band Big Time Rush after confirming Grande's statement. So, like, her going on tour with Big Time Rush confirmed that she did actually go on a solo tour. The headlining tour had lasted a whopping 2 months. Parentheses, good job, Victoria. Well, yeah, that's how long summer break ends, in 2 months. Yes, of course it would end in 2 months. It's literally a summer break tour. But going back on this solo tour she went, one thing to point out is that she put hashtag if they only knew. And what's so interesting about it, on TMZ, she also revealed that there is more to the story.
And I love the cast, and I love doing Victorious, but that has not, me going on tour when I did had nothing to do with whether or not there was a Victorious tour. There's much more to that story that people don't know.
Is that right? So you
I don't think it's fair to blame that on me because it's not true.
Insinuating that we don't know everything that happens behind the screen. Obviously we don't, but what exactly do we not know that would have caused the cancellation to the show? Is there more than we know that ended the show? It was not just because the solo tour. I feel like she needs to explain more of what we don't know. So in this TMZ video, she kind of gets harassed. She gets harassed by at the airport of something that happened like 2 years ago. The cancellation of Victorious happened 2 years ago, and she got basically interrogated at the airport.
Can I just ask you a question? Is there any part of you that regrets breaking up the band, so to speak, with Ariana Grande?
Break up anything.
When you went on like the solo thing and then left the show?
That's complete misinformation because first of all, I had no control over leaving the show or the show ending. That was completely up to Nickelodeon and the executive.
She stated that it was a misunderstanding and there was more to the story. It further just emphasized, like, what is there more? She said if they only knew, like us, there's more to the story that we all don't know. So I'm frustrated on what exactly is it that we don't know. And she kind of also revealed, her saying about the solo tour is that, like, most of the cast didn't want to do a cast tour anyways, and so it doesn't make sense that she's only blamed for it.
I have absolutely no power over whether or not the show continued on, and a lot of the other cast members didn't want to go on a Victorious tour anyways, so it was just kind of unfair.
And that's something to point out too, is that maybe that's what she meant by it being more to the story, is that other people in the cast didn't want to do another group tour anyways. But I'm very curious, like, I really would want to read a biography of Victoria Justice, and I want her to go more deep on what happened. The details that audiences want to hear more about, or I really want to hear most about from Victoria, is number one, what in the hell is Alexa Nicole's talking about? It's been years since Zoe 101 has ended, and I still won't hear the end about this bullying. Everyone has been radio silent about this issue, and there needs to be an end to this third grade drama and set the record straight, please. Number two, Jeanette McCurdy and Avin Jogia both discussed the drinking/partying that happened during the time of Victoria's with shooting. Jeanette said and detailed about the cast being forced to drink by Dan Schneider, and Avin does not remember a single thing or plot line from the Victoria's. I want to hear Victoria's side on what happened. And knowing that Nickelodeon kicked Schneider's ass out, I feel like she's more open to talking about him. Third thing is that there's this YouTube channel that I used to watch called We Are Stoop Kids, created by Ariana, Matt, and Liz. This is the channel that date back where Victorious was filming and they're behind the scenes. What I want to know is, why was she never seen or found in those videos? Like, everyone in the cast seemed to be involved in those filming of the videos in that channel, but I never saw her. Was she busy? Did they not let her join? Why was she not there? The people needs to know. I feel like it'd be so interesting to see a biography on Victoria Justice and her time in Victorious. Her revealing that a lot of people didn't want to do the cast tour, it does emphasize, like, I think Victoria Justice is not known to be a bad person, a nasty person. I think if you compared her to people like Leah Michelle or Ronnie Hawk, I mean, their own castmates reveal how nasty of a human these people are. And I feel like we never hear things said about Victoria Justice and what she's done. I think the only instances was the situation that Ariana Grande spoke about, and that's about it. But she also stated in TMZ that they're not, like, best friends.
Feud, so to speak, with you and Ariana Grande, which may or may not be based in reality, but that's what people have been saying.
No, I mean, there's no feud. I mean, I just talked about this in 17 magazine. Like, we're not, like, best friends, but at the end of the day, like, I wish her well, and she's doing great, and I'm happy for her.
And I don't expect them to be best friends at all. Fans were not pleased that Justice cared more about her music career than the show, and that led people to choose sides. It certainly did not help Justice's side, since she was, quote-unquote, accused of bullying during the filming of Victorious. However, videos of interviews between the Victorious cast have been circulating that prove Justice of bullying. Oh my god, it didn't prove Justice of bullying? Okay, so the bullying accusations has been cleared up. It was, according to Ariana Grande, she wasn't bullied by Victoria Justice. She was bullied by someone during her time in Broadway. So that is not true. In the interview for Popstar magazine, the interview asked each member to give one fact about another cast member that the fans might not know. So during minute 22nd, Elizabeth Gilly reveals that Ariana Grande loves to sing at any time and at any place. As the cast members are having a playful banter between each other, Justice interrupts the sweet moment by saying, I think we all can sing.
The thing you don't know about Ariana Grande is that she literally sings everything. Like, she's starting to forget how to talk in her own voice because she sings everything. And it's a good thing because she's a beautiful voice, but it's awesome. She sings absolutely everything. She never stops.
That's so true, Liz. You sing a lot too. Like, especially during rehearsals.
We all sing.
Yeah, I guess that's true. I sing the weirder things. Yeah, I think. I sing really weird. I think.
This small video is what proved that Victoria Justice was jealous of Ariana Grande, but I think if you look back on the video, I think it was more like Daniela was saying, oh, Liz, you can sing too. Like, it's not only Ariana Grande that can sing. And that's when Victoria Justice was like, you know what, we all sing. You know, I think everyone sings. I feel like there was nothing malicious about that statement. Now that I see the whole video, I feel like Daniela was chiming in. It's like, oh, wait, you sing too. And Victoria was like, you know what, we all sing anyways. So it doesn't matter. I mean, technically they do all sing. But I feel like she was being more genuine about it. Moment is particularly highlights how jealous Justice gets when she hears compliments on other people singing, especially when the compliments are not directed towards her. That's just an assumption. There's no evidence for that. I feel like I came up with this out of my ass. Nonetheless, this wasn't the first time Justice used this phrase. In a cast interview with Teen.com, each cast member was asked individually a question on who was most likely to do something out of the entire cast. During 44 seconds, each member was asked who would most likely break into song or dance, and it was a unanimous between everyone that it would be Ariana Grande, except one person, Victoria Justice. When asked the question, Justice stated, "I would say that's an even tie between all of us. I think we're all really musical and we're always singing. It's pretty evident that Justice did not want to admit that Grande was the best singer between the cast." However, as life moves on and each of them went on to pursue their own separate music careers, Justice realized that not everyone can sing. Oh my god.
Who's most likely to break out into song or dance? I would say that's an even tie between all of us. I think we're all like really musical and we're always like singing and like making up weird little songs.
Most likely to break out into song and dance is Ariana Grande. We'll give that one to Ariana too.
Ariana, definitely.
Yeah, Ariana. It's probably Ariana. Me.
This is an issue. Everyone can sing. She seems to say that a lot. But the thing is about this, she actually says that about everything. I saw on TikTok like a couple of her interviews, and basically she kind of says the same, like, oh, you know what? We all do this.
Do you think we look like Gavin?
I think we look like a little bit. We look like we could be siblings, for sure.
Us?
Yeah.
I was talking about us, Evan.
Oh. Oh, this is uncomfortable now.
But I think we could all be.
Okay, all right.
And there's so many multiple instances. I think there is an interview with this little girl, and she asks, oh, who's your favorite TV show cast you like to hang out with? And she goes, I think all of them. I love hanging out with all of them.
Who's the nicest cast you've worked with?
The nicest cast I've worked with? I mean, they've all been really nice. Everyone at True Jackson was really nice. Everyone at Naked Brothers was nice. Everyone at The Troop was nice. Everyone at iCarly was nice. I mean, they've all been great. And the thing I like most about all of them is that they were very welcoming, and they're super, really down to earth and normal, cool kids that love what they do and are having fun doing it. So they're all really, really sweet.
I think she said it literally 5 seconds after that clip. I think they asked her another question, and she kind of answered the same. It was who messes up their lines a lot, and then she was like, I think all of us do that.
Most likely to flub a line. I think, yeah, that's pretty much fair game because, there are some days where, I'll admit I'm probably not on my, A game, but we definitely have plenty of outtakes where we kind of like crack up and are just being like silly, so.
We're all pretty okay. Now this is like a who said who ratted out who. Now this is like some sort of weird game.
Me or Avin? I don't want to blame that on anyone, like, you flub.
I feel like she says that so everyone can get included and that she's not specifying one. Like, you can ask her what's her favorite candy. Like, Victoria, what's your favorite candy? Actually, I love all of them. I love chocolates. I love sour candy. I love fruit candy. Like, I love them all. What's your favorite type of music? I actually love all music. All music is great. I love them all. How do you feel about Black Lives Matter? Actually, I think all lives matter. Actually, Black, Asian, white, all of them matter. Like, girl, you can ask her anything. She'll somehow find a way to say all of it. Everyone. Like, I love everyone. I love everything. Okay, moving on to further on this damn essay. This essay is so sassy, it pissed me off. I'm like, why am I so sassy in here? Words cannot express how much of a difference there is between Grande's and Justice's success. But numbers can. Like, girl, you killing me here. Here below is a comparison between Grande's career and Justice's career and how they've grown within the years. Okay, so it seems like... Okay, I think I wrote this in 2018 then. Okay, so Justice Grande... It seems like it's like a straight linear, it's a diagonal linear upward line. showing that she's continuing success. Well, Justice's, oh my god, she peaked, it looks like around 2013, and she kind of went down, and it goes up and down until 2008. Oh, Jesus Christ. According to the graph, it's shown Justice has peaked during the Victorious era, and as soon as it ended in 2000, her relevance has quickly gone down. After Victorious, the graph depicts Justice trying to stay relevant in today's society. Today's society is crazy. By starring in movies and TV shows, but it wasn't enough to bring her career back. Oh, what? Due to the controversy between Grande and Justice, Justice has lost a lot of her demographic audience and led her to stay irrelevant in modern society. I feel like there needs to be justice for Victoria Justice. I don't hear a lot about her, and sometimes I think maybe she's blackballed from Hollywood. That show Eye Candy she was on kind of got canceled within the first season, and I don't see much about her or her music anymore. That's a theory. I feel like because of the situation, maybe she's blackballed, but maybe not. But I feel like this video is a step in the right direction because we need justice for Victoria Justice. I don't think she deserved this. Unlike Justice's career, Grande is doing far better and has been soaring up the charts, releasing hit after hit continuously since the ending of Victorious. Okay, so this is her sales. Pretty good. During her career, Ariana Grande managed to release 3 solo albums, 4 EPs, 34 singles, and 4 promotional singles, and 27 music videos, all which were described by Twitter users as a quote-unquote bop. When she first released the single The Way, she peaked at number 9 in the US Billboard Hot 100s. Since the single's debut, Grande was on the road to success, releasing hit after hit, helped Ariana Grande become a household name, which is true. Okay, let's look at Victoria Justice album. So, oh my god, there's nothing there. Oh wait, she doesn't have an album. That's right. Albums. This is unfair. She didn't have an album. As depicted on this chart, Justice was still not released an album, and it would be hard to calculate how many albums were sold when there is no albums to sell in the first place. Then why are we comparing this? In an interview with Associated Press, she stated she was working on her debut album. Then in 2012, she confirmed that she would release her debut album in 2013, but yet we have to see said album. Instead of an album, Justice decided to release her first music video with her song Gold, which quote-unquote flopped on the charts. In 2014, it was revealed that by Billboard that Justice left Columbia Records because it really wasn't a creative fit for her. Seeing that Justice still hasn't released her album, it's evident that it wasn't her old label that wasn't a creative fit for her, yet the other way around. Oh my god. Thankfully, in 2015, Justice decided to go back to acting. She was cast to star as Lindy Sampson in the MTV show Eye Candy. Yeah, I just mentioned Eye Candy. Unfortunately, the show got canceled after a grand whopping of 3 whole months. In the same year, Justice starred in the movie Naomi I Light No Kiss List with current ex-boyfriend Pearson Ford, which premiered at 2015 Outfest Film Festival. Yeah, that's pretty good. Even after failed attempts to jumpstart her career, Justice is still working to continuously find more jobs in acting, which is good. I hope she finds more still. Personally, this hatred, I don't know why I was so sassy in this whole essay. Maybe it was my hatred towards, I feel like growing up I didn't really like Tori Vega. Maybe it was that connection. I feel like they were the same, but maybe that was the reasoning why I wrote this essay. For me, the last time I watched Victorious, I didn't really think Tori Vega was a girl's girl. She was kissing other people's boyfriend. Kissing Jade's boyfriend.
Kiss me.
Let's do it.
I think she shouldn't have threw coffee back at her. I don't think she should have kissed her boyfriend. And I don't know why Jade even stayed with her boyfriend after that. And also, I don't really understand the justification of kissing Kat's boyfriend either. Like, why did she do that? I don't know. Something about her, it doesn't seem like a girl's girl. So maybe that kind of rose the hatred at that moment. I necessarily don't hate her now. This whole situation, we were blaming the wrong person. I definitely don't blame Ariana Grande for this, but I feel like a lot of these fan creative feuds shifted blame to the network. I feel like they did a terrible job in clearing that, saying that we just canceled it because of this reason. I feel like they just said, oh, we canceled it, but there was no explanation as to why it was canceled, why such a fan-beloved show was canceled. And I think they did a terrible job in protecting their artists and protecting their actors and protecting their talent. The network has a lot to be blamed, especially with Dan Schneider and who he is. And they took so long to get him off the network. Nickelodeon is such a sick and twisted company. You can just look at their recent statement about their support for Israel. Quite not surprising. Just say I knew nothing about the issue going on. But the only thing I knew was that Nickelodeon showed their support for Israel. I'd be like, ain't this the same company that had that predator run the network for over a decade, making underage actors drink and force them to do feet content on TV? Like, is that the same company? I mean, no shit. Children should be protected from harm's way. Like, I think that's pretty obvious. But do they know that? They've been having this predator run the company for so long, and honestly, they don't know how to protect children. The only thing they know how to protect is their money. It was said from the beginning that Victoria Justice or anybody in the cast are not executives. They're not in charge on what gets canceled or not. The network did a terrible job in explaining it and protecting their artists, and they took so long to get Dan Schneider, that's a whole other thing, off that network, and constantly giving him so many shows, and maybe that could be a contributor onto why it got canceled. It's been said, I feel like the cancellation of Victoria's has been questioned so many times. They've said so many times that they would get back together and give an actual ending.
Do you feel like that show deserves a closing moment, closure?
Yes. That's something that I always said I would clear my schedule for. Like, no matter how much work I'm doing or how inconvenient it would be to get it together, that's something I feel like it's really important. And I do believe it. I think we all believe that.
So maybe like a movie.
A victorious movie.
Yes.
Yeah, I think that would be amazing. I want to do it. I really want to do it. We all want to do it.
Including Victoria?
I can't see why not. I can't see why anyone would say no.
But it's always been delayed some reason. I feel like every year it's a promise that we're getting closer and closer to the actual ending for Victoria's, but I feel like it never will happen. I don't know. But overall, this was just a rant. I really needed to be more mature and realize why the show had ended the way it did. And during that time, a lot of my shows kept getting canceled and I was getting frustrated. And I chose the first person to blame. But I don't think that was right in any way. And that's why I'm going to be the front runner for justice for Victoria Justice. I think we all need her to have an apology and get her back to acting. I feel like she's really good at it, but I don't see her a lot.